So hi guys, today we are here to present our project which is hydroponic rack. Now we'll look into the problem statement. There are two core problems which affects the urban area farming. So the first is lack of space. As here we can see this is a standard layout of apartment houses in Malaysia. Here there is no enough space for them to keep their things. So how can they do their farming if there is no enough space for them to keep their things? The second is fertility of soil. Regular use of chemical fertilizers, inorganic fertilizers, and pesticides will reduce the soil fertility and change the soil structure. In the second picture, we can see this is the global waste composition which is found in soil. The rubber, plastic, paper, metal, glasses are also found in soil. This makes the soil to be less fertile than in the countryside. In countryside, the soils are much more fertile because the pollution rate in countryside are very less compared to the urban areas. Now we'll look into the objectives. The first one is to identify and study the problems related in farming at urban areas and brainstorming a solution for it. The second one would be to design and invent a product that enhances the farming rate in urban areas, which can also solve the problems in urban farming. And the final one would be to encourage urban people to do farming in urban area without worrying about space restrictions and soil fertility.
Hi, my name is NURHANANI and I will be presenting the risk assessment. So as we can see, we got 4 hazard identification, that is cutting, drill, spray and assemble the product process. So as example that I will give is the cutting process. So the hazard is the sharp tools and the possible incident is will be likely to be injured. So the severity is 4 and the likelihood is 3. So we times that and we get 12 for the RPN. So the risk evaluation is how we control the hazard. So we control it by make sure to use glove and at safe distance so that the severity will be reduced and the likelihood will be reduced. So the RPN will be reduced to 4. And additional risk control is we add more risk control such as a safe work procedure and the severity likelihood will be reduced and the RPN will be reduced to 2. And this is our planned budget and actual budget. So as you can see here, our planned budget is more than the actual budget. The planned budget is 424 ringgit 80 cent, and this our actual budget is only 325 ringgit 50 cent.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Syed. I'm AKMAL bin Syed BAHARUDIN, and I will present about work breakdown structure. So this is our work breakdown structure. We are creating a work breakdown structure to lay down the work plan for a hydroponic rack. This is potentially a complex project, but WBS chart will take the complexity and boil the project down to a simpler task to make the project manageable. At the top of the work breakdown structure is our final deliverable, which is hydroponic rack. Immediately beneath that is the next WBS level, which are the main project phases required to complete the project. So those 5 project phases are project idea, the start initiative, design and manufacturing, marketing, and financing. Also act as control account and branch off the main deliverable at the top. So for the first phase is project idea. In the project idea, we will do the ideation, discussion, defining objective, and product invention. For the start initiative phase, we create a company name, defining company strategy, defining company structure, choose a company location, and economic consideration. For design and manufacturing, we sketch a design and building a product. For the marketing phase, we choose target customer, sales price establishment, advertising technique, distribution method, and sales forecast. And lastly, for the financing phase, we calculate budget of product, advertising costs, and other costs. Okay, so now I will explain about our Gantt chart. So this is our Gantt chart. For the phase 1 is planning. So in planning, we do the brainstorming idea, problem statement, defining objective, present the idea, product selection, and budgeting. All we do in week 1. For the next phase is design and proposal. For the sketching and design selection using path method, we will do at week 2. Next, for approved design, preparing proposal for selected idea and submit the proposal. All we do at week 3. For the third phase is 3D modeling and analysis. So for 3D modeling using SolidWorks and analysis in SolidWorks, we will do at week 4, and approved design and specification we will do at week 4 and 5. For the next phase is manufacturing. For prepare the material, we will do at week 6. For assemble the project, we will take at least 4 weeks, which is week 6 until week 9. So last approve the prototype, we will do at week 9. Next phase is testing. So for the product test, we will do at week 10 until week 13. For the sign off result, we will do at week 13. And last phase is closure. So for the final touch up, project sign off, preparing full report and submit the report, all we do in week 14. That's all from me. Thank you.
Alright, now we'll look into the activity on node. This table here represents our activity numbering, the activities, predecessors for each activities, and the duration it took for us to complete these activities. This is the activity on node for our project. As you can see here, the critical path method we got was A, B, C, F, G, H. Okay, A represents planning the activity, B represents designing and preparing proposal, C represents 3D modeling and analysis, F represents manufacturing, G represents testing and preparing report, H represents the closure of our project. The total week for us to complete our project was 14 weeks.
Earned value management. The total duration for the project is 14 weeks. The fee report is at end of week 13. The total cost that was planned, 500 ringgit, 24 ringgit and 80 cents. It can be seen clearly that week 14 percentage of work done and cost is 0. This is because the work for that part have not begun. The work for activity A, B and D were complete 100%, but no cost was spent. As for activity C, only 70% of the work has been complete, but no cost was incurred during that activity. As activities E, F and G, all the works were complete. But for activity E, only 200 ringgit was spent. For activity F, 80 ringgit was spent, and for activity G, 45 ringgit 50 cents was spent respectively. This shows that there was difference in the cost that was originally planned and spent. ACWP, which actual cost was 325 ringgit and 50 cents. The BCWP, which is earned value, was 510 ringgit, and BCWS, which is planned value, is 510 ringgit. From that, the CPI, CV, SPI, and CV were calculated. As for this project, the SV and CV were 0 and 148.50 respectively, which indicates that the project is on schedule and under budget. For the CPI and SPI, is 1.56 and 1 respectively, which also indicates that the project is ahead of schedule and under budget. This is the result that we achieved from this project. For discussion, I will explain about manufacturing process. Firstly is spraying process. We use spraying can in green and silver color. Next, cutting process. We use knife or scissors to cut the cardboard to make a rooftop. Next, drilling process. We drill the cardboard with the body. Next is assembling process. We assemble all the parts to obtain the project prototype as shown. Next is impact on environment and sustainable development. We use sustainable development goal. First is zero hunger. The need for food is increasing daily. With this product, urban farming can be done where the crops and vegetables can be produced more. Number 2 is good health and well-being. Grown in safe environment and does not use pesticides or herbicides. Third is decent work or economic growth. Small-scale businesses can be set up and can hire workers to take care of the plants when small-scale business is started. Lastly is responsible consumption and production. Reduces the wastage produced in farming and the size of the product makes sure only needed amount can be planted. In conclusion, the project's goal or objective were complete successfully. In order to build a good product with a good outcome, a clear purpose must be stated. After this project was finished, a prototype product design could be constructed, test and conduct to see how far our idea might be applied. As a result, the hydroponic rack will help people of the city side who now struggle with a lack of space because we designed it to fit into their homes and apartments. Our project team's target market consists of urban residents who enjoy farming and will purchase these items to enhance their farming activities.